pockets, yes. So I did a little bit of research on this. So, you know, the current admin wanting to ban institutional investors, I think it gets more bang on media and emotions than it does actual dollars. Kind of like the 50-year mortgage thing too. We can get into that later on. But institutional investors own about 3 to 4% of the rental market. Now, that's not huge, right? So 97, 96% are owned by non-institutional investors. So you put a ban on it, it's like, great, that's pennies. It is nationwide. However, in localized markets, very specific markets, it could have a big impact. I'll give you an example, Atlanta. In Atlanta, 25% of institutional investors like BlackRock, Blackstone, own single-family residences as rentals. Yeah, that's a big portion. And I was also doing some research of when that happened because it kind of aligned with what I was doing in the mortgage industry. I was director of operations for a firm, and we were a nationwide firm. And post-meltdown, we finally just pulled completely out of Georgia because there was so much foreclosure. There would be some neighborhoods that I'm, talking to a client, trying to get them refinanced, and we wouldn't appraise because 95% of the neighborhood had foreclosed. Like almost everybody just said, screw it, I ain't paying my bills, and foreclosed. So what does foreclosures do? It brings down property values. So that was the hang up, is if we got a client, like, yeah, numbers make sense. However, it's got to appraise. Get the appraisal in, they're expecting $300,000, it comes in at $130,000. And it's like they're upside down in their home. So it got to the point where we made a decision as a company, just completely pull out of the entire state of Georgia. Well, when you do your research and start looking at those institutions that came in, again, what does Warren Buffett say? Be greedy when people are fearful and be fearful when people are greedy. Prior to 2008, you had people just buying up homes left and right because if you fogged up a mirror, you got a loan. You didn't even have to prove your income. You didn't even have to have a job. You didn't have to have any assets. They called them ninja loans. No income, no job, no assets. And so that was happening a lot in pockets like Atlanta, Memphis, Miami, Vegas, parts of California. So these people with money are just sitting on the sidelines, waiting for a moment like 2008 to happen. It happens, foreclosures, values go down. They strategically dumped and deployed lots of money into those markets and bought those homes. So would it help in certain markets? Absolutely. Would the average American nationwide feel the effects of that? No. But it gets headlines. Sounds good to the average American consumer. It's like, oh, he's for us little people. And I think to a certain degree he is. But keep in mind, he's a billionaire himself, a real estate developer. So he's not stupid, but he knows what gets attention, what gets headlines, and what can create emotional momentum. And I think that's all that really was. It'll impact some people in localized markets, but nationwide, you won't feel the effects. Hey gang, thanks for watching our videos. If you could do me a favor, please like and subscribe. It definitely helps with the channel. And if you don't like it, do me a favor, leave a comment below and kind of tell us where we went wrong. What could we do better? Was it valuable to you or not valuable to you? So please do that. It definitely helps the channel. If you want to learn more about what we do, specifically replace your mortgage or replace your bank, click the link in our bio and maybe we can help out. Take care. God bless.